Hello viewers, hope you're keeping well in Christ. Luke 12:49. I came to cast fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. This is not violent fire. Christ consciousness rejects violence. Put your sword away. Love your enemies. He refuses religion politics. No war, no punishment, no chaos. So the Bible means that there is that purification, illumination, presence, refining truth. Think about the gold in a furnace, not cities burning. So fire exposes what is false. Fire reveals when can't last. So Christ's fire burns false doctrine, fear-based religion, hypocrisy, ego mask, and systems built on control. That's why religious leaders are left threatened. Fire is uncomfortable when your power depends on illusion. So that's why it's bringing division. Christ continues to say that, do you think I came to bring peace on earth? No, but division. Not because he liked conflicts, but because truth disrupted agreements with lies. So all dynamics break. Comfortable lies are challenged. So some choose light, others cling to fear. So fire doesn't divide hearts, it reveals them. So fire here is equal to awakening, inner authority, and then love without fear. No one is harmed, everyone is ignited. So Christ himself is the fire, spirit, life, and breath and presence. So the fire is transformation of consciousness, not because Christ encountered, it's because he himself is an encounter. So old patterns are burned out, truth rises naturally, love becomes bolder. That is why it's fire. So how this fire works in you, it's already described in two effects. Relief after struggle, and then life after confusion, and then knowing instead of striving. That's why fire is doing its work. Fire feels like inner clarity, that conviction without shame, courage without aggression, love that no longer negotiates with fear. So sitting in the fire, Christ says, no drama, no efforts. So he says, sit quietly, breathe, notice your presence. If something false arises, let it burn. Don't fight it, don't feed it, just remain. That remaining in silence, Christ carried fire without being consumed. So you find that in Christ, you are in him. So in you, you have fire. So you find that distraction, it's being burned. All mistakes are being burned by the fire. Fire doesn't hurt you. It hurts what is in you. That false doctrine, that coping mechanism, old arguments with fear, survival pattern, those are the ones that the fire is burning. So these things feel like you have become life in them for a long time. So when they start burning, the nervous system says, I am dying. You feel choked. So what is not real is losing its grip. So Christ is calling this losing your life to find it. Why? Fear shows up first. Then fire exposes before it heals. Before light feels perfect, it reveals hidden wounds. It brings buried griefs up, and then it confronts lies we used to survive in. That moment feels like confusion. You feel pressure in the chest. You feel emotional pain without a clear story. You feel undone. This is not failure. It's that truth that is surfacing. So Christ at Gethsemane, he felt that weight. He felt, my soul is overwhelmed, yet he did not turn away. So fire collapses the ego, controls. It keeps you safe. It keeps you predicted, controlling, defending, and explaining. So fire removes that illusion of control. That's why you feel terrified at first. There's no script, no guarantee, no identity to hide in self. So being in you, that ego is loosening itself, and being is peaceful. Pain is resistance, meeting love. So here, the key of truth is fire is love, moving faster than defense. So pain happens when love says release. The nervous system say hold. So when resistance softens pain, that softness brings that surrendering of weakness, aligning with what is already happening. So why freedom comes after the burning is that breathing deeply, then having clarity, it arrives without efforts, then that compassion winds up, and then fear loses authority. You don't become better, you become lighter. That is why Christ says, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. Fire removes the weight. So why is this process in a rush? It is because fire works. At this speed of integration, it's not ambition. It goes too far. The body resists, the mind fractures, and then fear increases. That's why Christ often withdrew to the mountains in silence to pray. So he separated himself. So you ground yourself with truth for the pain at the moment. Then when it hurts, you remember the anchor. If it were destroying you, love will not be present. You are safe, you are held, you are not alone. A gentle way to sit down, not in pain, but to analyze a place in your chest. Breathe slowly, whisper inwardly, I allow what is living to live. That's all. The fire doesn't need help, it needs space. If it's your first time on this channel, kindly subscribe, press a notification bell, drop a comment, and share with your family and friends. Thank you.